What's going on, guys? So, a lot of you may ask, why do I only do stories on women? Well, first, I'm a dude, so that's kind of my focus in terms of the things that I talk about. And secondly, we all know men sometimes do some stuff that I report that women do on this channel, but they're held accountable for it. Women aren't. Allow me to elaborate. I've got a story here for you. Thoroughly disgraced woman handed a 2-year suspended sentence for having sex with students. A woman who worked at the Armidale school has been spared jail for having sex with students. A woman who slept with 5 students, 5, at a prestigious New South Wales school. So people are actually paying good money for their kids to go here, just to let you know, won't spend any further time in custody after being handed a 2-year suspended sentence by a judge who said she'd been thoroughly disgraced. Of course she's been disgraced and therefore doesn't have to take accountability for her actions. Key points. Woman, 25, handed a suspended sentence for sleeping with 5 students under her care between 2014 and 2015. Judge ruled the case was extremely unusual and the woman had been thoroughly disgraced. The woman will be on the sex offenders register for life. Well, that's something. The 25-year-old pleaded guilty in April to 6 counts of sexual intercourse with a person under her care and 3 counts of aggravated sexual intercourse. The offences related to her employment as a duty mistress at the Armidale school in 2014 and 2015, where she supervised a boarding house. Oh, that was a recipe for trouble, wasn't it? The teenagers were aged between 15 and 18. In the New South Wales District Court, the woman's barrister, Greg Heathcote, argued she was under duress at the time because of the threat. Here we go. She was under duress at the time because of the threat the students would report her if she stopped sleeping with them. Oh, poor Diddums was going to have to either keep sleeping with those students or be held accountable for her actions. Whatever would she do? I don't know. She'll just keep sleeping with them. She doesn't want to take accountability or responsibility for her actions. She's just going to keep fucking 5 students. But acting judge Christopher Armitage said the woman, who can't be named for legal reasons, of course she can't be named for legal reasons. Why does that that doesn't even surprise me. If it was a dude, he would be all over the media. But of course, this lady can't be named for legal reasons. Exchanged text messages with the boys that suggested enthusiastic participation. Also, it was enthusiastic affirmative consent, was it? Well, that just makes it okay, doesn't it? He said the situation looked like a young woman who, you guessed it, welcomed the attention. It looks like a young woman who is caught in a cascade of events from which she sees no escape. Yeah, no escape without accountability, he said. Acting Judge Armitage said aside from imprisonment, the woman suffered other forms of punishment, including having her name added to the sex offenders register. Oh, you poor fucking Diddums. You had your name added to the sex offenders register for banging 5 students. You poor thing. I feel so sorry for you. You've been through so much emotional distress and so much hardship. You know, those mean boys putting you through that. It must have been terrible for you to fuck 5 students. That's going to follow her for the rest of her life, he said, as the defendant. As she sobbed in the dock. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I got caught and now I'm in trouble. Please, sobbing my ass as if you're upset about it. Despite the woman's name being subject to a non-publication order, acting Judge Armitage considered the publicity around the case to have also served as a form of punishment. Yeah, because, you know, publicity around the cases of men doing stuff like this. Publicity around, imagine if there was a 25-year-old guy that banged 5 female students while he was supervising the boarding house that they lived in between the ages of 15 and 18. Right? Imagine that. Right? Do you think his bad publicity is going to get taken into account when it comes to sentencing? Hell no, it won't get taken into account. She's been, if you like, thoroughly disgraced. As a guy would be more than thoroughly disgraced if he did that. The woman was handed a 2-year suspended sentence. Woman, and I quote, incredibly remorseful. Acting Judge Armitage said the case involved extremely unusual circumstances, including the very small age difference between the woman and the boys, and said, she was psychologically vulnerable at the time. If you think that's bullshit, smash that thumbs up right now, just so that I know how you feel about it. The woman's mother told the court the school had not taken correct responsibility, but admitted her daughter made a horrendous error of judgment. Asked if she had anything to say to the victims' families, the mother said the school here we go. Here's where the enabling comes from. Here's where the I can't do anything wrong mentality comes from. The mother of this woman said the school displayed an absolute failure to fulfill a duty of care to a junior, unqualified member of staff. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the poor girl suffering through being, failed by the school, right? To help her fulfill her duty of care to junior, unqualified students. My family's deepest and greatest regret is the trust we placed in the school, the mother of this woman told the court. Yeah, because it's not your daughter's fault. It's not your daughter's fault that she spread her legs for 5 students. I am sorry for your grief. The woman admitted her daughter bore major responsibility for what occurred. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it to me. Just being honest. Crown Prosecutor Max Pincott asked the woman if she understood the extent of the victim's grief. I haven't spoken with the boys. I don't know them, she replied. So the mother of the woman who committed this crime, these 5 crimes, didn't know the boys, didn't know what they were going through. But yet the school was the one that failed her daughter in the duty of care. Oh yeah, there's absolutely no... absolutely no shirking of responsibility from the woman or her mother here. Wow, I can't possibly imagine where she must have got it from if her mother's that way. The mother said her daughter was struggling to deal with the suicide of a friend at the time and was depressed due to a terminated pregnancy. Look, I get she might be struggling to deal with the suicide of a friend, and I empathize with anyone that has to go through that. But using that as an excuse to fuck 5 underage boys while you're supervising them in a boarding house as a staff member that has a duty of care over those kids, that is absolutely disgusting, is despicable, and it is inexcusable. Right? And she was depressed due to a terminated pregnancy. Oh, so she was getting raw dogged by some other chads on the side and ended up getting pregnant to him. And said, oh no, I don't want this baby. I want to work on my career. Yeah, your career working in a boarding house, fucking the students? Yeah, great one. Again, sounds like a top set of life choices that you've made. But the daughter was incredibly remorseful, she added, and had the unconditional support of her family. Of course, she's got the unconditional support of her family. But the boys that she victimized don't have the unconditional support of her family. Just ridiculous. By the way, good to see Chris Cantu in the box, and thank you so much to everyone else that's joined in, and a special thank you to the Mad Aussie Bushman for that generous $10 donation. And Mad Aussie Bushman says, I'm all for gender equality, especially when it comes to prison sentences. I see you saw my video the other day, Mad Aussie Bushman, about how feminists are saying that gender equality and equal sentencing for the same crimes is sexist and apparently misogynistic and patriarchal. Good to see you, Papa MGTOW, Brizzy Boy, Re Normie, Koala Meat, my man, how you doing? Sigmund Freud, 03 Adrian, First Last, Mad MGTOW, my man, and John Young. Yeah, exactly. What about the children? God Bother, good to see you as well, my man. Good to see you too. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone there. So, guys, you know, that's, what can I say? I put the link to the story that I've just read from in the description below. If you want to donate, PayPal, Patreon in the description below. If you want to start getting involved in crypto, Coinbase and CoinSpot links below if you want to sign up for that. And guys, if you want to check out my merchandise, represent.com, got my store in the link below, as well as my other social media links. Anyway, guys, it is time for me to bounce. I'm going to go meet up with a buddy of mine in the city for a property seminar. Just, you know, wanting to know a bit more about boarding houses and how you can generate revenue from that. So if you haven't already done it, guys, hit the subscribe button below, the bell next to it, and also smash that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it if you could do that for me. All right, guys, I'm going to bounce for now, but it's good to see you all. Thanks for joining in. I look forward to catching you in the next video, and I've got tons of great topics lined up that I can't wait to share with you. Honestly, I was sitting there going through all the topics, and I'm like, which one do I choose? Do I choose this one or this one? And honestly, I've got probably about 10 or 15 topics lined up. They are just coming at me from all angles. Just so much crazy stuff going on. All right, guys, I'm gonna bounce. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.